Fall 1992. When the letter came, Sara took it straight to her mother. "The University of Toronto," her mother said. "Yes." "Do you hate us?" There was money, a burst of money from the death of the great-aunt the year before. Now her mother was crying into the sink. "I'll come back," Sara said. Then it was August and she was on a plane. 18, the man next to her said. "I remember 18. What are you going to study?" "French." "Magnifique, honey," the man said. He was from Squamish and was going to Toronto for a business opportunity. Something to do with resorts, with skiing. He personally didn't ski, but... "Oh, interesting," Sara said. She opened her magazine. 18, the man said again, but Sara was reading. The magazine was The New Yorker. The article was about Proust. Sara had a Vogue in her bag, too, and a granola bar, breakfast. It was a 7 a.m. flight. "Oh, you do not want to be an interpreter," her mother had said. "Since when? You've only ever wanted to teach music since you were little." Sara had not wanted to teach music since before her father's death from a heart attack when she was 10. With French I could go into government, the foreign service, law. Though in truth she had already decided to go into fashion. What did that mean? She wasn't sure. She hated them all. She wasn't pretty. It had something to do with taste. Money and taste and books and, of course, Eros. She had another book in her bag, one she was ashamed of and couldn't read in public, even with her mother and sister dwindled to pinpoints 30,000 feet below and behind her. They landed mid-afternoon Toronto time. The man next to her wished her luck and asked her if she had a place to stay. "With friends," she lied. She'd won the school prizes for French and English back in June, but had lost calculus and the sciences to her friend David Park. At the prize ceremony, he had performed one of his own compositions on the violin and received the school's top graduating scholarship. Sara had got a scholarship, too, for $150, and a hardcover dictionary stamped with the school crest. "You should play with me," David had said beforehand. "Accompany you," Sara corrected him. "I hate that word. The parts are equally difficult." David was the child of immigrants who spoke Korean at home and relied on him to be their link to the New World. He suffered the classic schisms Sara had read of in novels, the conflicting loyalties, the alienation, the guilt. "I get too nervous," Sara said. He shook his head. "You don't practice enough." They went out a handful of times the summer after graduation. Sometimes they took Mattie with them to the free lunchtime concerts in the art gallery, or the movies if it was a matinee and a comedy. Afterwards, David Park would stay for supper. Sara's mother tried Chinese recipes on him, chicken with peeled almonds, strange yellow curries, that she'd never made before and never would again. They weren't good. Her mother also spoke to him too loudly and slowly, and would always bleach the bathroom after he'd left for the evening. But he was polite, and Mattie adored him, holding his hand most everywhere they went, which he claimed not to mind. Sara suggested increasingly forbidding outings. A Cindy Sherman exhibit. Kieślowski's The Decalogue at the Pacific Cinematheque, so that they'd have a reason to leave Mattie at home. He drove her home after the Cinematheque and, as she was removing her seatbelt, asked if he might kiss her. Dry lips, mint, some anticipatory candy or other. So that was out of the way. She was leaving in 2 days. "I'll keep an eye on Mattie for you while you're away," he said. But Sara had no intention of returning either to her mother's pious bigotry or to the life of self-improvement that dating David Park entailed. She told him there was really no need for him to do that. She had booked a room for a week at a budget hotel with a free airport shuttle downtown near Maple Leaf Gardens. Her hotel room was a smoking, not what she had requested, with a mustard-colored duvet. She spent a while thinking about mustard color and whether it wasn't worse than cigarette smell. Really, she was avoiding having to go out and get a newspaper and something to eat. She was afraid to leave the room.